casters. Oh, no, never mind. It's gone. We're back to the game with the sound. We saw Poppy actually win a really favorable trade against Nasus so far. That's going to help Poppy a lot.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the bot side, I'm very curious to how this is going to play out, because now that those early kills have gone over, actually got to hold that thought. A lot of damage going on the top lane. One more auto finishes him off. Deshomin falls down to Gurk, excuse me. Very strange name to say out loud. As bindings continue to go out, a lot of flashes being burnt, a lot of chaos on the Rift early.
Yeah, Gurk picks up that fast kill. Oh, not done yet. Gonna get a really great trade here with Corrupting Potions. Hasn't even need to recall yet. Blowing that teleport from Deshoman. So that's gonna be such a great laning phase from Gurk. Be able to put this Nasus behind and then make him miss out on his mid-game power spike entirely. So with that being the case, it's going to be really rough for just some guys that are already behind in every single laning position. Their only saving grace is this Lee Sin, who shows up in the mid lane, forcing out that cleanse flash from Alpha Omega. Does not result in the kill, though.
Yeah, that is the power of that early game Lee Sin. He's a ganking madman, and that's the way you should be playing that Lee. Most boosted NA, though, going to bump into Golden God, going after Scuttle Crab. Not much to be seen of it, though. Getting much more direction in here. Trying to hit in for it. Going to jump in. Trying to get the steal, but the fight is now on. Now Golden God goes in, trying to finish off Joker. Unable to get that kill. Sonic Wave going to be blocked as the fight does continue. Looking to run away. Boosted. Barely able to survive thanks to the safeguard.
That was a close one. I held my breath. Boast Boost NA did not want to give double buffs over to Alpha Omega. That would have been catastrophic. The Joker already low on mana as this would have been shoved to the tower. Meanwhile, part of why that play is going to happen is that Gurk maintained infinite prio, basically, over the top lane. He had that wave crashing the tower. There is no way Deshoman could have left that without conceding a huge amount of farm. So good job on Gurk to keep Deshoman down, keep him pinned to his tower, so that 2v2 could happen in the favor of his team.
Yeah, now we're seeing this whole solo queue comp come together. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Even though it does look like just some guys should have that early game working for them quite well, it's still 2 kills going over to GodSquad. They have to start reformulating their strategy, specifically getting most boosted to finally get those early game picks.
Yeah, and I mean, he is in a position to make it happen. Silas, not a super strong early clear. His champion lacks some of the base stats needed to function, especially early on. He needs his ultimate, and more importantly, levels in his ultimate to keep that cooldown on the spell low. He can hijack a lot of cool spells, but right now he's just sort of doing his best to clear the jungle. Hasn't even recalled yet, which means that Lee Sin is going to have a lot of opportunity to make a play on the map. He's moving to the top side.
Once again, slammed into the wall. Deshomin getting abused by Gurk, who's able to pick up another kill, but showing up his most boosted NA, able to get some redemption for his teammate. No assist going over to Deshomin, though.
Yeah, Deshoman going down, doesn't get a single hit off on a Gurk. But fortunately for Deshoman, if most boosted NA is on the same page as him, he should be able to set up a very, very nice minion wave freeze for this Nasus to return to lane 2. Gurk is going to blow his teleport to return to the top side of the map and maybe shove that in the tower. Does not want that minion wave to freeze in front of tower where he can get reganked without his flash available.
Yeah, and most of all, this is going to hurt so much for Deshoman because he's losing so much in terms of CS.
Oh, no.
Already a 10 CS lead going over to Gurk. It is kind of ridiculous in this early game.
Yeah, meanwhile, we see Silas looking to go for a little bit of counter jungle. He steps over a ward there because, ooh, man, that could have been a 300 gold pickup for Iceake in there, but no.
It just keeps coming. Deshoman's been bullied for days. His only saving grace was the tower, was at least on his side, but now gank gonna come out for most boosted NA. Able to land the Sonic Wave, gonna follow through, resonating strike, gets a bit of damage in, but getting returned. Gurk able to deal some damage of his own.
Yeah, no kick available from that Lee Sin, so most boosted NA not able to give us the flashy insect set up for that lethal damage. He's going to go back to farming his jungle, but unfortunately for him, his Grump has been countered, so he doesn't spot the opportunity to vertical jungle. It doesn't look like his team has the vision to support that. He's going to wander back in his own side of the map and maybe pass over that blue buff. We'll be down a camp or two.
And then taking a look at the mid lane, the cleanse is going to come back up for Alpha Omega. And as the Joker is level 6, crucial summoner spell to have at this moment for the mid laner.
Yeah, that cleanse will help to keep him safe. Meanwhile, we see in the bottom lane, Sivir just shoving in, keeping pressure, looking to scale up. Has that BF sword to only the tier of Iceake against Ezreal, which means that Sivir has a lot of opportunity to shove in and control Ezreal's movement. That's going to negate a lot of the power of the Ezreal poke.
Oh, and here we go. The ultimate going to be used by Deshaman as he looks to take this engage onto Kirkjerk. Meanwhile, some action going down in the bot lane. Again, going to come out from the Joker, who's looking to find that frozen tomb and going to get it onto T Assassin, taking a lot of damage, but not going to go down just yet. Able to get under the tower and survive. No kills going over for just some guys.
So close there, Beastlance, having to blow both of his summer spells. Oh, Golden God. Watch yourself. But Beastlance stays alive through all of that most boosted NA. Most crucially was only level 5 through that gank. Did not have that Dragon's Rage kick available to get that finishing blow. Oh, meanwhile, Alpha Omega rotating the bottom side to the skirmish. Meanwhile, Kirkjerk and the top side fighting Deshoman. There's fighting going on all over the map.
Yeah, this is going to be a bloody game, and it's going to get that way quickly. One thing important to point out is in the top lane, Deshoman is starting to run out of mana, so it's going to be hard for him to take these trades more and more. The shield does go up, able to get the slam against the wall. Jerk not able to find much else. The hook goes out, going to whiff onto Spence, and not going to see much else to come out of this game other than Deshoman trying to do the damage but doesn't have the mana to back it up.
This is an opportunity for most boosted NA to get tempo back on the map, spotting Silas on the bottom side of the map. We'll see Silas actually walking past his empty Krugs toward his Raptor. It's going to be a window for most boosted NA to actually invade the blue buff if he can get priority back from his mid laner. The Joker, however, already chunked out, not super well-positioned collapse, so that invade might not get a chance to happen.
Yeah, now kind of a rough spot for just some guys. We definitely need to see more out of most boosted. The flash is back up for Alpha, so now that gank earlier did not pay off in the long run. That being said, look at Alpha and Omega. This guy, look at his CS so far. He's getting a strong CS lead against one of the best wave clears in League of Legends right now.
Yeah, he has a comfortable CS lead. It is I would say a good 1v1 lane matchup for this Victor, but Lissandra shouldn't be down this much for him. You need to be able to bluff the claw engage, bluff the claw gank, and that's what keeps Victor honest. You know, otherwise Victor can just show up, pressure you in the tower, and then laser you over again outside of Lissandra's range. If that's the case, then Lissandra's a really hard time interacting. It looks like Victor already getting that tier 1 hex core upgrade on his first back. Is that right? Yeah, so he's going to have that laser upgrade. He'll be blasting away those creeps. And the Joker kind of missing a little bit of opportunity to pressure.
Yeah, not just that, but I'm just noticing the keystones right now. He went for the electrocute instead of the aftershock, which is almost vital when taking this Lissandra. But a fight going to break out. Out goes the Dark Mighty, not going to land. Out from the backside, looking to find that gank. Frozen Tomb going to land onto Beastlance, and too much damage going through. Out comes the death from below. Able to find one pick on the Spence, but the follow-up too much. T Assassin falls to most boosted.
T Assassin whiffing his flash there at the end, tries to flash to safety, but most boosted NA is there with the follow-up. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, Kirkjerk looking for another exchange on the Deshoman. Should be able to walk away from this one, but it's a little bit scary.
Yeah, Deshoman has to be careful about the way he plays. Is the ultimate going to come out from Jerk as he continues pushing forward, getting a lot of damage in.
Kirkjerk.
It's really starting to add up now. Deshoman just keeps playing like he's playing from ahead.
Yeah, it just doesn't really have the stats to match up to this Poppy just yet. He's going to need some more Q stacks, some Siphon Strike charges before he can really match up to this Poppy. This matchup does go really heavily in favor of the Nasus in the 1v1 situation at some point. So even though Poppy, I would say, actually outscales just in terms of the utility she provides in the team fight, Nasus always has the option to continue split pushing, go for those inhibitors, go for those backdoor attempts. So that's when Nasus will be strong. But first of all, he needs to stack his Q. That's step one. Oh, Lissandra on Silas. Watch it.
Looking to go in. Not going to find much else, though, instead. Going to go to a dead stalemate. Looking at this top lane once again. All things considered, Deshoman is going down once again. Actually able to flash away. Just barely survives Deshoman by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, Deshoman's got those quick fingers, those happy feet. Gets the flash on out of there to safety. Is still definitely a favorable exchange for Kirkjerk. Getting that flash out of his lane opponent more or less for free. It's really good for him. And it means that Silas turns his attention to the top side of the map only to clear control ward. Deshoman having recalled, not going to show his face there.
Yeah, it's time to cash in. You're seeing both Alpha and Golden God head up towards the top side. You can see those plates falling off. 160 per plate. Jerk is standing in a wonderful spot right now to continue his domination, but now the attack going to go on to Deshoman, able to get some damage in, but out comes Dark Binding. Meanwhile, on the bot side, On the hunt, gonna be used. Looking to get some damage in. His Beast Lance gets a few autos, but meanwhile, topside slammed against the wall. Deshaman's been here before as he falls once again. And now showing up his most boosted NA, able to land that Sonic Wave. Goes for the Raging, but not able to find it. Instead, finds it onto Golden God. Double kill onto Alpha. Wants to get a resonating onto Jerk, but not to find. 5-5 apiece. It's just some guys able to even it up.
Deshaman still having a rough time, but Most Boosted NA and the Joker, they show up and turn that topside skirmish around. Most Boosted NA already 4-0 on this Lee Sin. This is the start that he needs to keep his team relevant in the mid-game. They still have that Ezreal forming up his tier, still playing for that mid-game spike. So now that they win that exchange, Just Some Guys has a window to play with again. They have this mid-game spike. They're not going to get outscaled before their power spike has even begun.
Yeah, it's a good stay for them, but it's not looking as good in the bot lane where these plates are being collected. Once Sivir gets to that 2-item, 3-item spot, it's going to be unstoppable. Those crits can start adding up, and you can see right there, Isaacin just barely able to survive that flash forward from Beastlance.
Yeah, it's going to be a flash trade at the end of the day, but overall still really favorable for Beastlance because he gets his zone Isaacin off of so many creeps. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, looks like the Joker going low.
Locked down and destroyed. Alpha able to take down the Joker, and GodSquad, they just have not let up with their pressure, especially considering this bot lane that's having even more plates taken. That is 4 plates already going over to Beastlance. They're cashing in, baby.
Yeah, making bank off of these plates. They still have 30 seconds to see if they can claim any more. Looks like it's going to stagnate here as the laners return to their positions, start defending against these pushes. Deshaman continuing to stack, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Unfortunately, he's kind of sitting on awkward items here. Has that Sheen Stinger, but that will provide him 20% cooldown reduction, so not the worst thing in the world, but it means he has very few defensive stats, and it's making him really vulnerable. Oh, trying to turn the tables here, though.
Deshaman able to get a lot of damage onto Jerk, but Jerk slams him against the wall. Gonna look to play this one. Turret plates have gone down, so no more gold to be collected, but the fight's still going on. Jerk versus Deshaman. Deshaman critically low, has no more mana, and this might be the turnaround. No, it is not. Deshaman gets his revenge as the binding goes through. Able to find 1 kill on the side of Just Some Guys, but backup is here as the Sivir comes in. Beastlands able to get a lot of damage. Running away is Spence. He will be able to survive death from below. Not going to land on anything. Spence goes down to Beastlands as well as the Sonic Wave resonating strike. Able to find 3 on the side of GodSquad.
Oh man, GodSquad having that long extended fight. Unfortunately for Gurkdrick, it looks like Nasus finally has enough stacks to hit his mid-game spike, look to play for that 1v1, and most importantly, getting that kill back means that Deshaman is just 1 step closer to that Trinity Force completion. He should be nearly at that Trinity after he finishes his recall. I'm sure he's staying for just a couple more creeps to get that completion. And that Dragon fight going in favor of Just Some Guys, though, as well. They do secure the Drake, even though they lose members on the backside. It's just pretty wild. I'm not sure who came out ahead of that, honestly.
It's kind of rough, but I do want to give the edge to Just Some Guys because they managed to just stay even with the way the gold income was coming. But more importantly, their spike is in the mid game. If they can take this spike and transfer it towards that mid game and finally get those successful picks that they need, then they do come out ahead. If they do nothing with it, of course, GodSquad. And speaking of picks coming out, looking to go onto Most Boosted. Sonic Wave gonna land. Shot Barrage goes out. Gotta run away right now if you're Most Boosted. A brilliant gank to come out of T-Assassin. 1 kill goes down. Most Boosted gonna hit the floor. The Joker soon to follow. Alpha able to pick up that one, and GodSquad in the driver's seat.
Spedstick Group's just going to limp his way back to mid lane, try his best to use Tormented Soil to wave clear, but GodSquad should turn their sights onto an objective. What will be their play after winning that fight? Looks like they're heading toward Rift Herald, which is still available. They should use that to crash in one of these mid or top lane towers, open up the map, break out these last set of outer towers. That will put them in a really great defensive position and play for Baron and defend against Just Some Guys.
Yeah, especially if they get the mid lane. Right now, what GodSquad needs is to open up this map, get the vision, and then follow it up with the pick. Start finding, go out looking for the contest over the wall. Gets 1 binding in. It's going to land on Spence, slammed against the wall. Spence taking way too much damage. Boomerang goes out, but the teleport going to come through from Deshaman. Deshaman sets his sight onto the Silas, but can't find much else. And now the contention coming for this Rift Herald going to cause the reset. Autos flying left and right from Beast. but he can't find a pick, and he might get picked in the process instead. Not following up, the resonating strike comes through, and down goes Beastlands. But will it be enough to win just some guys to fight? They're finding pick after pick, having to back off his Jerk, and he can't find much else, but the passive coming out from the Joker, able to get some redemption in, and now going forward, going to the ground. Alpha able to get the better of that exchange, now running for his life is Spence. If he falls, that would be the ace, and there it is. Ace going over to GodSquad.
They had such a long, extended fight. We really saw GodSquad's composition, their strengths coming into play. Their ability to kite, their ability to change the course of the fight and reposition. Victor and Sivir so good at kiting backwards and then re-engaging after just some guys blows their initiation. It looked really good for GodSquad at the first until just some guys, they show up, they find the pick onto Beastlands, and I thought it was going to be their fight, but unfortunately for them, just the Victor shield coming out over and over again keeps Alpha Omega healthy, and he's able to turn that one around on the back end.
Yeah, great picks to come over. It was a 2K lead, now doubled to 4K. GodSquad sitting pretty with what they have so far. You saw that True Shot Barrage sent top lane to try and defend that very low tower of Deshamin. We are staying ahead into this mid game now. Stalking his Golden God, waiting to jump in and find a pick of his own. Out comes the Claw, but he is able to run out of it and avoid the frozen tomb that's been stolen from Golden God.
Manages to live, but Golden God still has that Frozen Tomb available for his own usage, so he's going to stroll around, maybe look for most boosted NA, see if he can pull off another skirmish. It looks like GodSquad, although they won the last fight, weren't really able to get a clean objective conversion, so they're turning their sights on Rift Herald once again.
Rift Herald will drop in 1:40.
Oh, Isaac's in the bomb side of the map. This could be really dangerous.
Yeah, the Frozen Tomb available. Rift Herald untouched. They don't touch it soon, it's gone forever.
Yeah, they have to commit to starting this soon if they want it. And meanwhile, Isaacin is on the bottom side. He's going to be working on the bottom tower, so GodSquad has to be decisive. They have to commit. Do they want to do this, or do they want to back up and defend bottom tower? Looks like they are committing to hitting the Rift Herald right now. Just some guys, doesn't look like they want to contest. They had enough of that ill-gotten, ill-fated skirmish from the last time, so they're going to play the cross map instead. Force Jerk to teleport to the bottom side to defend this minion wave.
Yeah, meanwhile in the top lane, Alpha able to get a tower for himself. 300 gold going into his pocket. And that's just going to keep that snowball going stronger and stronger. And now with the Rift Herald, this should be all outer towers going down as long as GodSquad use it as an opportune time.
Yeah, they just got to group up that Sivir, group up the Victor, and Alpha Omega and Beastlands working together can put up a very terrifying siege behind that Rift Herald. Blast away those minion waves, throw out that poke, and zone just some guys away from their tower. So I imagine they can only be looking to set that one up next. It seems that Beastlands is actually the one who picked up Rift Herald, a little surprising, but I think it makes sense given the way they want to siege. Ooh, Victor.
And it gets stunned up. Yeah, Deshamin can't get close enough. You remember that Victor of last season where he would just lock people down for days, but gotta hold that thought. If I gonna break out, getting caught out is Isaacin, looking to run away from this as fast as he can, but the Frozen Tomb, followed by the Sonic Wave, resonating strike, and now it looks like just some guys gotta get out of dodge. Death from below, not gonna land thanks to the stasis, trying to get out of dodge is Spence, but he does fall in the end. And that's 2 kills picked up on the side of GodSquad.
2 kills going over GodSquad, but it's going to be more than that because they still have Rift Herald and Baron just spawned onto the map. If they can take this mid-tower, death timers still pretty short, so I'm not sure they can quite commit to Baron, but they're going to be in a really good position to get vision control over it with this next Rift Herald crash onto the tier 2 mid-tower. They might even be able to take it right here, right now.
Oh, there is no question. Rift Herald, Shelly destroying that tower. Gonna get another charge into the inhibitor tower.
Nice.
A crucial moment right there, but looking to go in. His Joker gets slammed against the wall. Too much damage going through, and he falls before he's allowed to do a single move. And not only do they get a tower, not only do they get 2 towers, they pick up the Joker in the process, and now this map is opened up for GodSquad to just lay vision and wreak havoc.
Yeah, the Joker, oh man, both boosted NA, he looks for the Dragon's Rage!
Does go down, and now GodSquad want to follow it up. They're able to pick up 2, it only costed them Jerk, and they're loving every bit of this. The opportunity cost is great for GodSquad.
Yeah, there's just another exchange going down. Dragon's Rage being used. Most boosted NA itemizing in this offensive way to play for that pick. I think that's actually the right decision in this game state. I think it's really tempting to say, oh, we're behind as a team. I need to play defensively so I can survive these team fights, but that's not going to be playing to win. They don't actually have real frontline carries who have skill enough to the point where they don't need to rely on boosted boosted to get his assassination. So I think itemizing aggressively, seeing if you can make that 1v1 solo queue play to save this game, I think that's the right decision for most boosted.
Yeah, and then looking at the score lines, Alpha, even though he's not the prominent front runner of these fights, he's able to clean them up. And that is the biggest thing, putting an end to those fights by just outright brutalizing just some guys. The mid lane was the lane we wanted to watch because of the Joker's push ability, while Alpha's turned that completely on its head.
Yeah, has that wave clear from Victor now totally activated, has Lich Bane completion, has his tier 3 perfect Hex core, and that means he's going to run around deleting squishies, and we take a look at just some guys. Oh, hold that thought, Lissandra looking for the engage.
Able to find the Frozen Tomb, want to finish it up and finish off. Beast lands, but he flashes over the wall. Deshoman follows suit, gets punted off, but he did the job he needed to. Is the White Walker able to pop? Gets the damage, slamming against the wall. Jerk trying to find what he can, but out comes the true shot barrage from Golden God. It's not going to be enough for Jerk, though. He will fall in the process, running for his life as Isaacin. And just some guys, what in the world was that? The Assassin finds the double kill and turns that fight around just when just some guys were able to pick up some tempo.
Isaacin showing up. He has that Miramana completion, gets that activation. That's the power strike just some guys have been waiting for. It's a little bit late, but better late than never. They turned that one around, and that was GodSquad's opportunity to try and convert into Baron. That gets deferred for just a moment longer if they can stall out for a little bit more. Deshoman has that trendy, is positioned in the bottom lane, has teleport available. If just some guys can get enough pressure on the bottom side of the map to pull 2 or maybe even 3 members, they can secure Baron, and that's how they can turn this game around.
Yeah, you're seeing the power of the pick that just some guys have. It's just a matter of landing it at the right time, right place, because the gold, you cannot ignore that. If you go for the full-on 5v5, GodSquad should be able to win that just from having their gold in the right place. As you can see, Alpha 6-1-6. So just some guys, they have to be opportunistic with the way they take these fights.
Yeah, they have to play that smart play defensively. Even though they're ahead, they don't really want to force the engage. Oh, hold that thought. They found Spency grips.
Yeah, they're going to force that engage whether you like it or not. It's not looking good for Spence. No one's there to really protect him. Most boosted is starting to run in, but slammed against the wall once again. Spence able to drop it. Out comes that Frozen Tomb. True shot barrage from Isaacin, and just some guys, they're starting up their comeback.
Yeah, Golden God showing off some great strength with his hijack, getting some great ultimates, a lot of damage, but unfortunately because of the way he has itemized, he's also extremely fragile. If he gets caught by any CC, he gets deleted. That's exactly what we just saw happen. It looked like a great pick for GodSquad up until the point where Golden God overextended, overreached just a little bit, and although he can heal at low health, has that really big healing on his spells, if he gets CC'd, that's not going to happen, and he will just pop instantly.
You can see right here a siege being set up from just some guys. Looking to get the first tower of the game, but look at that wave clear that comes out. Unfortunately, the Joker does not want to push forward. He would be under that tower without minions and without real backup, so the defense is too good from the GodSquad that Victor and Sivir are coming in handy.
Yeah, one thing I think is really interesting is that we actually see this Ezreal sitting on Sheen for an incredibly long time, not opting for that Trinity or that Iceborne Gauntlet completion, instead prioritizing Miramana and Archangel Staff. I'm not sure I agree with that because he really needs mid-game power right now. He would have benefited greatly from Iceborne Gauntlet procs to slow GodSquad's team, keep them in place for most boosted NA and Joker to catch up, but yeah, it looks like he just wants to scale up instead.
He is starting to get past that little hurdle from his build. It will be some time before he gets to Trinity Force. Dragon will be spawning in 20 seconds. Baron still on the map. And with GodSquad still having control over the map, specifically with Vision, it is a rough spot for just some guys to try and find those neutral objectives.
GodSquad has to be a little bit careful here because they have Alpha Omega in the bottom side of the map managing this wave. Looks like Deshoman being forced to group in mid lane. That's not how you want to use this Nasus, but it looks like they're trying to force the pick. Oh, Protobelt getting blocked.
It's right there, getting pushed in. Trying to run away, see Assassin, has to burn his flash, but slammed against the wall. Deshoman, but here comes that engage once again from the Joker, trying to do a solo mission on the backside. They find 2 thus far, but it's not looking too good for Isaacin. He will fall, but redemption comes from the Joker, who's able to get a kill. And now you can see the work being done. Alpha able to pick one up for his own. Spence does go down, but the backup is here. Most boosted in the Joker, looking to help out their teammates. Sole survivors, Jerk and Alpha and Omega.
Man, that's going to be, what, a 2 for 2 at the end of the day?
2 for 3.
2 for 3, all right. So, it's not over yet. Teleport getting blown.
Looking to even up the odd here. Jerk finds a pick, makes this a 3 for 3. But now he's in a bit of trouble himself. Most boosted, wants to hunt him down. Deshamin here in the mid lane, still trying to farm up as much as he can. And surprise, surprise, he has taken that CS lead over Jerk. That prioritizing on farming, that Q is eventually going to start stacking up.
Yeah, after that long extended fight, just some guys is going to be able to reset, manage their sideways once again. We'll see what GodSquad is able to do with this tempo lead. They're going to secure red buff onto Beastlance as they move back out on the map. One thing I think is going to be really telling is that although these fights have been pretty close, this is just some guys' power spike, right? They need to be winning these exchanges. Going even isn't a winning play for them, because the longer they wait, the more items this crit Sivir is going to have, the more damage this Victor with Lichbane is going to do to your carries. If it goes too much longer, I don't think GodSquad will have ways that they're to lose, just because their composition is so robust in the 5v5 situation.
Yeah, on top of that, when it really comes down to it, just some guys, they kind of just don't know when to back off. They don't know how to take their winnings and walk away, especially in that last team fight. That was a huge demonstration of that.
Oh, Iceaken deferring his Sheen item completion even further. He's picking up the Bilgewater colors.
What?
That's so weird. I can't help it. Has he forgotten maybe? He really needs the Trinity completion or the Iceborne completion to have damage right now. And without that, he's going to be much weaker than he should be.
That's a little bit ridiculous. He's prolonging his late game, which is such a strange thing to do on an Ezreal, considering he's
especially
against
this team comp. He needs to wake up right now. This is their play. They need to win a fight and get Baron.
So just some guys going to look to siege up this tower. They find their first tower of the game 28 minutes into this, and you can see a GodSquad. They are posturing up for an aggressive play, but they're starting to give a little bit of respect to just some guys, specifically the Joker, who has been finding those backline picks.
Yeah, one thing I'm a little worried about is that Deshamin hasn't been allowed to split push for a very long time, which means he's behind the power curve in terms of his stacks. It's been really hard for him to move safely because of the vision networking. He gets caught.
Yeah, Jerk able to lock up Deshamin, but the flash of the wall going to be okay. Out comes the spell shield! So much damage coming through for Alpha, and this means On the Hunt is just waiting to be popped. Not going to go through. Instead, Frozen Tomb going to be used. Jerk going forward, able to deny that engage from the Joker, and it's just some guys who are going to be the ones to back off. And look at this, GodSquad, they might be thinking Baron.
Yeah, one thing I really love from GodSquad is how proactive they play. Even though they don't have true engage, they need to play pretty far up so that they can prevent Nasus from getting into split push position. That's when just some guys really thrives, is when Nasus is pushing, pulling pressure. That gives the rest of their team advantage to win the skirmish. We're going to have to talk about that later because most boosts and he's going to look for the Baron steal.
Yeah, the steadfast presence would deny this. The ultimate not going to land, going over the wall, looking to try to get the Baron steal. Will be most boosted.
Oh,
he gets the Baron! Able to steal it away, jump over the wall, and keep just some guys in the game.
That's exactly what they need to stay in this game. They need to wait for these item completions for Ezreal. Now that they have it, they have so much time. They got a new lease on life here. Nasus with the Baron buff will be a split push threat. And what they need to do is with this Baron buff, they need to break these two outer towers. That will give them some much needed global gold. And will actually allow them to catch up, tie up the gold lead. That 4K lead we saw much earlier in the game from GodSquad has dwindled to all but 2K at 29 minutes. I think GodSquad still has time on their side. If they keep scaling, it's definitely favorable for them. But just some guys has a window to play around here. Most importantly, if they can shove out the ways with their Baron buff, they can finally fight back against the aggressive deep vision that GodSquad has been establishing all game.
Yeah. With this window, they have to utilize it as much as possible. Still looking over at Iceaken, though. Waiting for that Trinity Iceborne. That's the thing
it's
that's
killing me,
bugging
dude.
me.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, like, Sheen's a good item, but you really want to finish Trinity. It's so good on Ezreal.
There's no teleports available, so he's going to be all by his lonesome taking this fight, but he's trying to get in as much damage as possible. Running away is Golden God, and that's all you need. As the Death from Below takes down Deshamin, but look at the response coming out of just some guys. They're able to sacrifice Deshamin, and they're going to go for that bot lane priority.
They go for the tower. They take one. It looks like they're racing for the second one, but on the cross side of the map, GodSquad continuing a push of their own. They have Beastland shoving down mid. They've recalled Alpha Omega to defend bottom lane, just as Joker has returned to stop Sivir.
This is good wave clear that comes out of the Joker. He should be able to defend this in the long haul. And now look at that damage that's starting to come through as well. As a dark binding down goes Alpha. That's a shutdown going over to Iceaken. And that defense unsuccessful for Alpha and Omega thus far. Some gold going over. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Joker was able to find T Assassin. Just some guys are utilizing this Baron power play very well. As more damage does go through, falling critically low is Jerk, and he does fall, flashing forward. Golden God able to pick up the kill, but it might cost him his life. That's a Guardian Angel Lee Sin. Never mind, that's just a Lee Sin who could take you down with one simple kick, and the first inhibitor of the game is going to go over to Just Some Guys.
Oh man, that Baron steal turning out to be catastrophic. GodSquad misreads the situation. They think that they can base trade, but no! Oh man, B-Sides need to stay alive. They might even lose a Nexus tower because of that pick. Isaacin going for that tower, but he might be overstaying his welcome here. If he dies here, it's really bad. They'll miss out on the opportunity to do Dragon.
Yeah, and with Alpha being back right here, this is the player that they need to be able to defend this GodSquad. Able to get some wave clear going, finally going to back off. It's Just Some Guys with the Dragon spawning. They're going to set their sights on that instead.
Yeah, we're going to move over to the objective, make the objective play. It is only going to be a Cloud Dragon, not exactly what Just Some Guys wanted. They would have been really happy with an Infernal Drake, but all the same, they're going to be happy to pick this one up, enable the Elder Dragon to spawn, and I think if they can secure Elder off the back of their continued mid-game, this is sort of like the end of their power curve, right? Once Sivir has Infinity Edge, that's when Ezreal's really lost his window to play around, and they're about even once again until Sivir can complete 4 items. So Just Some Guys is on a timer. If they can convert into Elder Dragon, convert into second Baron, that's when they can make their play and seal this game out.
And Isaacin goes for the Guardian Angel.
No, Isaacin! He's killing me, dude.
And finishes his Blade of the Rune King. Do you know how hard it is to finish a Trinity Force when it's only a Sheen and you have no more room for those other components?
Yeah, I mean, like, Bork is a good item, Jace is a good item, but I don't know, Trinity Force Ezreal, man, look it up, it's pretty good. Like, I saw a guy build Trinity Force in Ezreal once, and it did a lot of damage. That's all I'm saying. All the same, he's doing his experimental build. It's double tier item. And it means that his poke is going to be really good. I mean, still has the Sheen cooldown.
Gotta be careful there. Tower does go down. Just Some Guys. It only took a couple minutes, but they went from 1 to 7 towers basically off of that Baron.
That was one Baron power play, man.
Yeah, don't make it 7. Make it 8. Let's just rack them all in at this point. And Deshamin going to look to back off. On the hunt is used. The focus is going to be Deshamin, but he's running quite quickly to the safety of his teammates. And now GodSquad going to choose to back off instead.
Oh, Spence, you got to be careful there. You can't be there. Oh,
gets slammed. It might be a trap, though. A little bit of damage does go through. Super minions are starting to knock at the door of the GodSquad. So they do push forward, trying to get as much clear as they can. They do have great wave clear, but now it's getting a little bit worrisome because now you got to start splitting those resources, dealing with those super minions.
Yeah, gotta be careful. They do have the wave clear to fight back, though. If you're defending against super minions, I mean, the best champions to have on your team are Victor and Sivir. So, like, they can hold this one off, but I think the question is, can Just Some Guys build up enough advantage off the Nasus split push where they can tower dive mid lane? And that's going to be iffy, because if they can't make it happen, they might get outscaled, but Sylas versus Nasus.
Oh my goodness, out goes the Frozen Tomb from Golden God, and the auto's almost too much, but here comes the savior. Alpha looking to be the Omega and takes down Deshamin. And with one person down, Just Some Guys, they might have forfeited any more aggressive plays going forward. And now this might be the opening that GodSquad need. They're looking to defend as much as possible. Running low is Jerk. Jerk's still going to push forward.
Yeah, they stuffed out the siege, and now with this defense, they're happy to farm out. They'll be in a position to contest for this Baron. That was a really critical death there from Deshamin. Gets that flash. Hold that thought. There's going to be a fight.
Yeah, going for the fight. Gets knocked back and destroyed. Golden God goes down. The ultimate going to be used. Trying to run out of this is T Assassin, and he just might be able to, as he's barely able to slip away thanks to his flash. Now it's Golden God down as well as Deshamin. This is evening up to a 4v4.
Critical pick there from Ghost Boosted. That might be Poppy. Gertrude goes down as well. Oh no, GodSquad. I thought they made it over the crest and they were safe, but it looks like they're panicking here. They're choking just a little bit, and they're funneling in one by one, giving Just Some Guys the time that they need to secure this Baron. They're going to turn their sights over there and move there right now. It's going to be an uncontested Baron from Just Some Guys, I think. There's no way GodSquad can leave their base.
Yeah, the super minions are coming in. The pressure's been hot. Now Baron on the table once again, all 5 together for Just Some Guys. You saw what they did with Baron the first time around. Imagine what they're gonna do when they actually have a gold lead.
Yeah,
Maybe finish the Trinity.
Yeah, they get their 36-minute Trinity Force power spike. Let's go. Ice Aiken, come on.
Let's see.
Wait.
Frozen Fist.
Okay, yeah, woo! 36-minute Frozen Fist power spike. Let's go.
At least it's something. I was expecting the Trinity,
it.
but
honestly, I thought I was gonna sell the Sheen just to spite me, and then buy like an Infinity or something, man. Like it's like But he built it.
He built it. That's the most important part.
Yeah. It's a good item. I mean, it still synergizes with his Seraph's Embrace, Menomine. So. Oh, Frozen Tomb gets thrown down.
Going to be used on the Jerk as well. Sonic Wave Resonating Strike on the back line, but falling a little bit too low. Going to have that Guardian Angel keep alive. Jerk, however, not the same situation. Now it's time to get out of dodge for Most Boosted as he tries to run away, able to use the flash to get out of there, but Golden God going to be the next one to fall. Double kill going over to Ice Aiken, but now they're losing members left and right. GodSquad, they want to run away, but there's only one member left, and setting his sights to finish the job and gets assassinated in the process. Alpha and Omega able to pop a GA in the process. He's trying to be the hero that GodSquad need. It doesn't look like it's gonna be enough. Gets smited by the hand of the god, and Most Boosted takes him down. And with Deshman on the Nexus, game number 1 is gonna go over to just some guys.